3, 2, 1.
Excuse the coffee break. This mug is brought to you by my mother, and which her birthday is today. So happy birthday, Mom. I love you so much. You're amazing. I hope you're having the best day ever. Okay. Hello, 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 Pure Fam. Today, I'm really excited because we're going to be doing a how-to makeup base for beginners. You know, I realize that some of you guys aren't as into makeup as I am, or don't really know how to apply makeup more than just kind of just putting something on to cover up dark spots and like running out the door. Some of you want to know how to like really apply makeup and make it so that it kind of transforms your face in a good way, not like a whole nother person, but just gives you like dimension and highlight and stuff like that. And so this is going to be for the beginner who doesn't really know much about concealer and contour and foundation and how to best apply it to kind of like, you know, snatch your face up a little bit. I was like going through my makeup collection, and I realized that all my brushes were relatively old. They needed to be replaced. So I went to like the OG, like I was like, where can I get some makeup brushes, a whole bunch of makeup brushes, like starting over kind of thing for a good price and like a lot of them. So I needed like foundation, eyeshadow, blush, concealer, all those brushes. I needed to like buy all those over again. So I was trying to figure out where I can get all of those brushes without breaking the bank. So I immediately thought about Coastal Scents. I used to be obsessed with Coastal Scents. They had like some of my favorite makeup brushes, and still to this day I still use them. They wear really well. They just don't fall apart. I placed an order on coastalscents.com. I'll list it down below. But I got the 22-piece brush set. It comes, all of these right here are for your face, and then the rest of these are for your eyeshadow. So I'll link it down below, but I'll be using these brushes to show you guys how to get your foundation situation together, okay? So I'm gonna open up the box. It comes in this really cool kind of like casing. So if I just open it up, you'll see all of these brushes. I'm so excited to use them. So I think we should just get started. My sweater is gonna drive me up the wall. And we're gonna learn how to apply makeup like a mini pro. The mini pro that I am. And that you will be hopefully after this video. Out of that brush kit, we're gonna be using these 5 brushes. I think these are like the most fundamental kind of, you need these for sure brushes. It comes in these really nice clear plastic wrappers. So I'm gonna take these off. These are them. I'm gonna go from this end to this end. So the first one is the large fan brush. The next one is the flat buffer brush. The next one is the foundation brush. The next one is the round powder brush, and the one after that is, or the last one is the angle brush. And then we're going to use this guy. This guy's name is Brad. He's a blending sponge. He's extremely important in every step that we're gonna take today. Once we go in with our foundation and just simply press it in, we're gonna go in with Brad and blend him out. All right, so we're gonna take our foundation and apply it directly to our brush. I would only suggest doing this if your foundation's a little bit thicker in consistency. If it's watery, it's just gonna seep to the bottom of the brush. In that case, I would suggest just like kind of putting it on your hand and taking it from there. Just pounce, press it in. That's all you're doing. Pressing it into your skin. You don't have to rub it. I wouldn't suggest rubbing it. With this brush, it's best to just press it into your skin. Then we're gonna go in with Brad and he's gonna do the blending for us. Also, another tip I would suggest is to make sure you bring it past your jawline. Do not stop right there. It's gonna look like a mask, so just bring it a little bit past your jawline. I wouldn't suggest going all the way down because it's gonna get all over your clothes and stuff, but just go like a little bit past your jawline. Okay guys, now the next step we're gonna do is our concealer. It kind of gives, well, it definitely does give dimension to your face. So concealer and contour are the parts of the foundation base that will give you the most definition. It'll make your face look defined, your cheekbones will be popping. When you put your highlight on, it'll just be that much more like apparent on your face. So I'm gonna go in with my concealer, the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer. The point of a concealer is to bring forward parts of your face. Then we're gonna go into our contour. And if you make a little fishy face like this, you can see where the natural hollows of my cheeks are. So we're gonna draw a line right there, okay? So mine, make my fishy face, my cheekbones are gonna be right around here. So I'm gonna draw that in, okay? Not too far down, just kind of closer to your hairline. This is used to kind of recede some of the parts of your face. So it's kind of like a sunken in effect. And these two together is what helps you to have like those really great cheekbones, bright under eyes. This is the combination. So it doesn't necessarily have to be these products. You just for sure need a concealer and you need a contour. All right, so our next step is going to be to what? Blend it out. I'm sorry. What? Yes, you're right. We're going to blend it out with Brad. Blend it out with Brad. That's gonna be our like makeup segment. Blending with Brad. So we're gonna blend it out with Brad. We're gonna use Brad for both our highlight and our contour. We're gonna do one section at a time. Do not blend everything together because the colors are gonna mesh together and that's not what you want. You wanna blend the concealer out first and then we're gonna go in and blend out the contour. So let's go in with our concealer. We're gonna tap very lightly underneath our eyes. If you're pressing down and your sponge is turning into like this, you're pressing too hard. Just go very lightly and blend it out with Brad. We're gonna be blending also in the corner of the eye because that tends to be a really dark area for a lot of people. So we're gonna make sure we get in that corner. It's really good to get the tip right here into that corner. I'm gonna go to the forehead now. Chin. All right, so that's our concealer. Now we're gonna go and blend out our contour and we're gonna use Brad to do so. Alrighty. And go back in. So one of the tricks that I like to do whenever I'm blending out my cream contour is focus mainly back here towards the hairline, but also bring it a little bit forward down here, because what that's gonna do is kind of create the shape of the cheekbone. It's gonna sink everything in that has a darker, you know, that we put our contour on. So it'll make you look more, you know, snatched. And I'm gonna just go kind of over the sides of my nose, even though that's pretty much already blended out. So here we go this is what we look like so far, everybody. It's a really good base. It's nice and smooth. It's like, you know, there's no lines. You know, sometimes when you're using brushes, you can see the strokes from the brushes on your face, but with Brad, you don't have to worry about anything. It does all the hard work for you, so I really suggest using Brad. Now that we've got our highlight and our contour, we're gonna go in with our powders. I was like, what? We're gonna do what? I'm gonna be using Peach Perfect. It's my usual. What I usually like to do is just kind of pour a little bit of the powder into the lid. We're gonna use our powder brush that came in our Coastal Scents brush set. So we're just gonna take our brush, tap it in there, and then we're gonna go in very lightly and press it underneath our eye. The last part we're gonna be using our Peach Perfect powder for is to kind of set the other areas of our face. I'm gonna be using my Marc Jacobs Hi-Fi palette. So this one has our contour powder, and the other side is for our highlighting. Right, so we're gonna go in with this color right here. And just very lightly, without too much product, go over the areas that we applied our cream contour. We've brought forward the highlighted areas underneath our eyes and our chin, and we're kind of sinking in this area right here to give us our cheekbones, around my forehead, and a little bit underneath here. I'm gonna take the same brush that we used from Coastal Scents, the powder brush, and just dip it a little bit, swirl it in there a little bit, tap off the excess. We don't want too much product. We wanna emphasize, well, I wanna emphasize, we never want too much product on our face anywhere. So it's always better to go lighter and then build it up than have way too much product and try to get rid of it, because it's almost impossible. Plus, Brad helps us to kind of thin it out and give us a more natural look. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's already making my skin look brighter, and the areas that we put the warm kind of contour powder, it's looking darker. So it's just making us look really good. It's giving dimension to our face, which is very important. So the next product that we're gonna use is gonna be for our blush. This is the Cheeky Bronze in the color B34, and I really love this color because it's a blush, but it's also kind of highlighty. So we're gonna take our angle brush from Coastal Scents and tap it in there. What? Very lightly. Yes, you're correct. We're gonna tap it in there very lightly. And I personally like to start kind of, if you go halfway the length of your eye, halfway to the length of your eye, and then down, that's where I like to start my blush. But after some time, you'll get the feel of like where it looks best on your face. It all depends on like the shape of your face. I kind of have a square head. When you're naturally blushing and you're kind of flushed, usually that happens like right up in here and kind of on your nose as well. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of that. So cute. Okay. All right. So the most exciting part of this whole foundation routine is finally here. Just kidding. Well, at least for me anyways. I will pile on so much of this stuff. So this is gonna be our highlight. The highlight is, as you guys, I'm sure many of you guys know, is usually like right up in here. When you're like taking a picture in the sun, you just look like a golden goddess. So this is like, I just love to pile on this stuff on my face. But for you guys, I'm gonna just show like the lighter version of it because I'm sure y'all aren't all like me. So this is the Huda Beauty 3D highlighting palette. It's so pretty. Even the like packaging, you can see her like cheekbones are like, what's up, y'all? We're gonna be using this. I like this palette because it comes with 4 different colors. Ooh, this is looking real bronzy right now. Here, this one is actually a cream, which I love, but this is it's hard to make this look natural. So we're not gonna go for this, but trust me, I use it, as you can see, all the time. This color is called Barbados. This one is Maldives. This one right here is Aruba, and this one's Bora Bora. So I'm gonna use Bora Bora and Maldives. We're gonna dust it a little bit in Bora Bora and a little bit in Maldives and tap off the excess color, powder, or whatever. And we're gonna go you see how we have our contour right here? Our blush is right above that. We're gonna place our highlight directly above the blush. So kind of like right here. Woo! Girl! I'm gonna do a little bit more for the other side. Go in. And I love this fan brush because it gives you kind of like the perfect, like you don't have to like put it here, 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 and then brush up and down. It just does it for you. It's like the perfect curvature on the brush to give you that like really pretty highlight. So, as you guys can see, we're looking real like we actually need to be in Barbados and Bora Bora. I'm gonna go a little bit more because I can't help myself. And just, it's so beautiful. Okay, and last but not least, we're gonna take it on the bridge of our nose where we applied the blush, and just a little bit right there. Yeah. So, as you guys can see, we're looking freaking airbrushed. We're looking like bronze goddesses together. The last step is to blend it out. Blend it out. Blending with Brad. We're gonna go in with Brad one last time. I'm gonna give him a good little spritz. Make sure he's damp. We're gonna go over our contour, blush, and highlight area. So right here, right here, right here, and on our nose. This is gonna help us to look way more natural. It won't give us like a powdery look. It'll kind of make it look more like skin. Okay guys, so you can see this is the finished look. It was so easy to do. You don't have to be like an expert blender to make it look like this. It looks really airbrushed. Thanks to this Real Techniques sponge, aka Brad, and our Coastal Scents brush kit that we got for like really inexpensive. I'm gonna link it down below. It was really a lifesaver. I'm obsessed with this fan brush right here because like I said, it makes the highlighting so easy. And this powder brush, it's like amazing. So I'm gonna link it down below. I really suggest getting it. You got like 22 brushes, or you can get 22 brushes for about $34. So if you're a beginner and you're watching this video and you like finally found out where to place everything, how to set everything, how to blend everything out, I would definitely suggest picking up that brush set because it will allow you to get every brush that you could possibly need, and you can just go get your Real Techniques sponge and be set. Every time I'm going out with makeup, it pretty much looks like this. I may go a little heavier with the highlight because you guys know how I feel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys thought about this makeup. Would you wear it? Would you add something more to it? And if you have any suggestions on my next how-to video, please leave it down below. All right, thanks guys. I appreciate you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.